coming up next. Pennsylvania's lieutenant governor made a stop at Penn State to hear Center County residents' thoughts on legalizing a controversial drug.
And we take a look at a unique Easter tradition that's been bringing together one Pennsylvania family for generations.
Hi, I'm Chris Keating. These bugs may look pretty, but they could destroy Pennsylvania's economy. I'll have more coming up. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Chris Keating.
And I'm Hannah Mears. Thanks for joining us.
As many as 150 researchers and experts are working this year to help stop the spread of a bug that threatens Pennsylvania's agriculture and economy. The U.S. and Pennsylvania Departments of Agriculture and Penn State University are teaming up to fight the spotted lanternfly.
Heather Leach is one of the 150 researchers trying to control the spotted lanternfly in Pennsylvania. Leach and her 7-person team are studying the destructive bug that's responsible for killing plants and trees throughout the state.
So we have a really big team here at Penn State, entomologists, plant scientists, all sorts of people that are working on these control options and to better understand the biology and behavior of spotted lanternfly.
Studies on the bug are currently ongoing at the Department of Entomology. Researchers like Dana Roberts are dissecting the insect to try and prevent its spread by developing a natural deterrent that only affects the spotted lanternfly.
But if we don't understand how they function at a basic level, we won't be able to give you answers as to why this treatment didn't work or why it did work.
The bug destroys everything in its path by sucking the nutrients out of them. However, the spotted lanternfly prefers another invasive species, Ailanthus, also known as the tree of heaven. You can find these trees behind the Penn State Arboretum, but the most notable one in Center County is located right outside of Old Main. Currently, scientists are using Ailanthus as bait.
Treating the tree of heaven with an insecticide, and then basically you're left with a few attractive trees that are also poisonous to spotted lanternfly.
Researchers like Dana are facing challenges in the lab, but crops such as grapes, stone fruits, and even hardwoods are paying the ultimate price.
The bug poses a threat to the $18 billion a year Pennsylvania brings in on grape, tree fruit, lumber, and nursery industries. Roberts says the spotted lanternfly could have detrimental effects on the state's hardwood exports, which would not only hurt the state's economy, but also the global supply chain.
If we can't control them, people lose everything. Whole vineyards gone, whole tree stands gone. Homeowners can't go outside in the summer because they're just everywhere.
Pennsylvania officials don't yet have a clear timetable on how long it'll take to kill off the spotted lanternfly, but they know the effort will extend past 2019.
There's good news at Penn State University this week as the number of reported mumps cases remains steady at 3. It's been a full week since a new case of mumps has been reported to University Health Services. Mumps has been traveling through Pennsylvania with a large outbreak happening at Temple University in March. Officials say the best way to avoid the disease is to avoid sharing food and drinks and remain up to date on vaccinations.
A federal investigative report has found what it calls a severe and pervasive culture of sexual harassment at a state college-based company. The report from last year focuses on AccuWeather and was obtained by the Associated Press. It claims multiple sexual harassment claims were ignored by executives and women who complained feared retaliation. AccuWeather agreed to pay $290,000 as part of a settlement, but denies the allegations.
The Nittany Mall has lost a number of stores in recent years, part of a larger national trend away from shopping malls and physical stores. Reporter Jillian Ford takes a closer look at the causes and what one local business is doing to fight back.
They're calling it the retail apocalypse. Since 2015, thousands of retail stores have closed up shop, including both big department stores like Bon-Ton and Sears and mom-and-pop shops. That number continues to grow. In the first few months of 2019, 10 companies have already filed for bankruptcy, including family favorites like Gymboree and Payless, 2 stores that are right here in our Nittany Mall. Nittany Mall had no comment on the recent closings. According to outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas Inc., retailers report over 41,201 jobs were cut in January and February of this year alone, the most retail layoffs in a 2-month period since 2009. One of the contributing factors is online shopping.
I like to shop online.
I like to browse online.
It's just way more convenient.
They got everything I'd want.
If I'm shopping for myself, for clothing, or for things for the house, I shop online.
It is projected in 2040, 95% of all purchases will be made online. One local frame shop owner is using the internet to his advantage.
If you can't be tapped in onto someone's phone somehow, whether it's a website, Google+, Facebook, Instagram, you're behind the eight ball as a business.
John McQueary II has owned the State College Framing Company and Gallery for almost 25 years. For McQueary, retail is about more than the sale.
You got to take care of people, and you establish a relationship that goes beyond, gee, what color matter, what style frame.
This small business owner says he uses technology to get customers in the door and his service to keep them there.
Show me the ring.
Business management expert Sean Clark says it's important for businesses to keep their finger on the pulse of the industry.
Knowing what the competition is doing, and so we've kind of got to rethink our own businesses. You can't stand still anymore because things move so fast.
In State College, I'm Jillian Ford for the Center County Report.
Nittany Mall opened in 1968. In recent years, anchor stores including Sears, JCPenney, and Bon-Ton all closed. Macy's is still open.
Sports betting in Pennsylvania increased by almost 1/3 last month, thanks to March Madness. The Gaming Control Board says gamblers bet a record $44 million at 6 casinos and 2 off-track betting parlors where sports betting is approved. That's a big jump from February, where betting was only $31 million. As more states consider legalizing recreational marijuana, Pennsylvania is still grappling with the decision. Governor John Fetterman is making his way through the state to see what residents think. Reporter Maddie Beertemple has more on his visit to Penn State.
Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman stopped at Penn State this week to hear from Center County residents about their thoughts on legalizing recreational marijuana.
By decriminalizing, we remove a lot of the danger.
It's part of his statewide listening tour to gain input on whether or not Pennsylvania should legalize the drug for recreational use.
Part of the whole process involves doing a show of hands, so you can know where every room was in every county across Pennsylvania. That's our pledge.
At the end of the town hall style event, nearly everyone raised their hand in support.
Yes, I am in favor.
Fetterman says the listening tour is important to hear a variety of perspectives on the topic.
We can talk about issues as a people, even though we might be divided or disagree.
After he's gone through every county, Fetterman plans to submit a report to Governor Wolf to see how Pennsylvania should move forward. Fetterman's listening tour began in February this year. He plans to go through all 67 counties of Pennsylvania, and so far he's made it through more than half. Danielle Weller supports legalization. She's a registered nurse in Center County and says medical marijuana has helped many patients. When it comes to recreational use, she says there are worse things than marijuana.
I have yet to see in my career really tragic things happen as a result of marijuana use, but in contrast, I have seen terrible situations, tragic situations happen as a result of alcohol use.
Center County Commissioner Mike Pipe joined Fetterman on stage to hear from the more than 100 people in attendance.
These stories, I think, when compiled together and shown from a standpoint, again, of listening and understanding, are really going to have a profound effect on the leaders in Harrisburg.
Those attending could also submit a comment card to further share their views on the subject. In University Park, I'm Maddie Beertemple for the Center County Report.
Governor Tom Wolf legalized medical marijuana in Pennsylvania just over 3 years ago, and right now just 10 states have legalized it for recreational purposes.
Are you a college student graduating in May and haven't found a job yet? Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's a change in the job market. Haley Curtis explains.
As the end of the school year approaches, graduating college seniors are getting ready to put on their cap and gown and open up a new door to the professional world. However, finding a job in 2019 may be a little different this year. According to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, also known as NACE, about 40% of college seniors who graduated in the fall received offers. That has dropped more than 5% since the fall of 2017. Colton McMullen is graduating in May. He's applied to over 50 different companies but hasn't heard back. He says he thinks GPA requirements are holding back candidates who are otherwise qualified.
Say you don't have a 3.5 GPA and they require a 3.5 GPA,
They won't look at you at all based off of any of your other qualifications, even if you seem really qualified for the position.
However, some employers are looking for skills that you cannot list on your resume. According to NACE, 82% of hiring managers are looking for communication skills, and that's ranked at number 1, followed by problem solving and teamwork. Analytical and quantitative skills are listed at number 4 and number 5. Meanwhile, Jill Cartwright, who's majoring in broadcast journalism, says she's had more luck applying online and has already landed a job in Spain.
And if you're not someone who is used to writing down your thoughts and feelings and kind of inner monologue and pouring that into an application where something is so critical in black and white, it can be really daunting.
Bob Martin, Assistant Dean for Internships and Career Placement, says there are still opportunities if students do not have a full-time job.
Keep the idea of a post-grad internship open, and really they want to get after those right now because we've seen so many success stories.
In University Park, I'm Haley Curtis for the Center County Report.
Martin also advises students to keep their heads up and keep applying.
With rain in the forecast, are we expecting a soggy Easter? Patrick Wright has the weekend weather forecast.
Plus, 2 news outlets are honored at Penn State for their reporting on youth sports. Also coming up, for some ag students, there's no horsing around when it comes to training four-legged friends for an upcoming event.
It's spring at Harper's in downtown State College, your source for unique fashion for the gentleman who appreciates quality and style. From the classics to the contemporary styles. To keep you looking great this spring and all year long, the only choice is Harper's, downtown State College. Harper's is where you'll find all the best spring fashions for her. Our women's boutique is full of special finds, unique accessories, and classic and contemporary fashions from top designers. Experience Harper's Spring Collection, a downtown State College tradition for over 90 years.
For the love of pizza! Hi, I'm Johnny.
And I'm Mel.
And we are from Pizza Mia. For the love of pizza! Based on, built upon, and destined upon, we might have had it.
For the love. We're
Love. Talking about love.
Okay.
Well, I think these blooper reels are going to be the commercial. Pizza Mia is built around one concept. One
minuscule universal concept.
No, wait, isn't that where?
Some beautiful animals will be up for sale next week at Penn State, and students are helping to get ready for the event. Reporter Lila Cook has the story.
Some Penn State students are spending this spring in a unique course, and their classroom is a barn. They're getting real-life experience in preparing more than a dozen horses for sale. Next weekend is the 17th annual quarter horse sale at Snyder Ag Arena.
We just kind of make sure that everybody has all their questions answered and everything's getting done on time, and sort of are kind of just the faces behind Brian as like the head of running the program.
It's all part of Brian Egan's equine marketing class, and he's letting the students lead the way.
I try to get the students to lead the other students, and the nice thing is they're able to do it for multiple years. So some of our students, this is their 4th year involved, so they have a pretty good feel for what they want to do, and I allow that within limits, of course.
It's an experience the students love.
I mean, I don't know if amazing is the right word because I don't think it really explains it enough. To be able to have the opportunities that I've had here and be able to get the experiences that I've gotten just between the sale and working down at the barn, the different things that I've learned.
This year's sale is April 27th. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. with the sale horse demo at 10 a.m., farm tours and lunch at noon, and the sale at 2:00 p.m. There will be 16 horses for sale, 2 of which are from SUNY Cobleskill and 14 of which are from right here at Penn State. In University Park, I'm Lila Cook for the Center County Report.
The horses up for sale start at $1,500.
Penn State's Curley Center for Sports Journalism is honoring 2 pieces of investigative journalism with the annual award for excellence in coverage of youth sports. At the event this week, Michigan Radio won for its coverage of the Larry Nassar gymnastics sexual abuse case in a podcast titled Believed, and USA Today won for its coverage on whether institutional and governing organizations for youth sports are equipped to handle abuse in the future.
I hope they're inspired by them, both just in their sort of stick-to-itiveness and in the, the use of open records and, digging hard and developing sources so they can tell a full, complete story to the public.
The award was created in 2009 to honor coverage of youth sports by broadcast, print, and online journalists.
Well, the clouds are hanging around State College, and the rain is moving on its way in for at least this afternoon. Temperatures around the region right now, 66 degrees here in State College, 65 over in Altoona, and 68 up in Clearfield. And that's going to be the general spread across most of the state, except for Erie at 47 degrees, but 71 degrees over in Pittsburgh, and some warmer spots further towards the south, 74 in Philadelphia. So they're warming up nicely today. But for the satellite and radar right now, well, we have some rain moving into the State College area that will be picking up as we head into the evening hours, or at least afternoon and evening hours, especially towards the northwestern portion of the state. Some heavier rain will be moving in, and maybe some rumbles of thunder. And because of this, there is a flash flood watch in effect for at least central and eastern Pennsylvania until from 2 p.m. this afternoon until early tomorrow morning. So we will have to keep an eye on some of these showers that moves through, heavier at times, and again possibly some rumbles of thunder embedded in some of these systems, and gusts up to 25 miles per hour as they move through. But by tomorrow morning, we do expect things to dry out just a little bit with a few scattered showers by Saturday morning, and then drying out nicely by tomorrow afternoon, maybe even seeing some sun breaks by Saturday afternoon into Sunday or Saturday afternoon into evening. But then we do see the next system move in by Sunday morning, giving us a few showers for the weekend. But overall, we do expect a high of 70 degrees today. Keep the umbrellas handy because, again, you're going to need them throughout the day today with some of those heavier showers and the possibility for some rumbles of thunder and maybe some gusty winds gusting up to 25 miles per hour. But this evening, well, we dip down to about 59 degrees. With some showers, but heavy at times again, but they will be decreasing as we head into the overnight hours. Now for our forecast tomorrow, 68 degrees for the high, mostly cloudy, but again, we'll see the showers around and then maybe some sun peaks coming back in the afternoon and evening hours. But here's the Easter forecast as the Easter bunny hops on in, 60 degrees, mostly cloudy and showers hanging around for most of the region, but it won't be as bad as what we're seeing today. Now for the 7-day forecast, we do see the chances of showers at the beginning of next week and into the middle of next week, and they're just going to stick around and hang around. But temperatures will be in the upper 60s to lower 70s for most of it, and then we dry out by the end of next week.
So the Easter bunny might need to pack a raincoat for Sunday is what you're telling me.
Oh, just a little bit. Probably pack an umbrella, a raincoat, keep the eggs safe if you have any Easter egg hunts outside, or if you're heading to church on Sunday, might want to bring something.
Well, hopefully he can stay dry, but let's hop on over to sports with Tyler Olson.
Big changes are on the way for Penn State at the quarterback position. We have the latest on whether Tommy Stevens will stay or go. Also, coming off a Big Ten championship, Penn State men's gymnastics is set for nationals tonight. Hear more after the break. I'm Tyler Olson with sports. Tommy Stevens is in the transfer portal. Multiple media sources are reporting the redshirt senior is searching for another team. The Center Daily Times said, according to Stevens' father, his son is, quote, certainly leaving, end quote. Stevens was expected to be next in line to start after acting as a backup to Trace McSorley, but injuries have hampered the quarterback and his starting role was not guaranteed. Stevens has 1 year of eligibility left. Penn State men's golf heads to Ohio State this weekend for the Kepler Intercollegiate, which started this morning. The Nittany Lions are looking to build off their win at the Rutherford Intercollegiate last week in the final tournament before the Big Ten championships.
We earned the last tee time today by playing really well, and what do we get? The worst end of the weather.
But Penn State fought through the rain in the final round of the Rutherford Intercollegiate Sunday to beat 12 other teams and notch its first tournament victory since September. Ryan Davis led the way with a 3-under par third-place finish. He was consistent all weekend, posting 70 in all three rounds. Nye said Davis's game has been trending up as Penn State gets into the stretch of its season.
He did a great job in team qualifying the last couple weeks, and he duplicated it again today. He's just played really good over like a 2.5-week stretch.
Penn State's Lou Olszakowski was entered in the tournament as an individual. He finished 2 under in a tie for 4th, but Nye wasn't shocked.
He's been hitting it really well of late, and hitting a lot of fairways, just really getting after his business, and it's not surprising that he played well.
UConn junior Dre Cole took the individual title, the first of his collegiate career.
It feels incredible. I didn't know, honestly, if this was ever going to happen.
Now Penn State will compete against 14 other teams in the Kepler Intercollegiate at Ohio State. Davis finished 2nd in that tournament last season. Penn State finished 3rd. The Lions are looking to add their 4th top 5 finish of the year on the challenging Scarlet course this weekend.
And we know that golf course, and we're going to have to really work hard down there and see if we can't get back up towards the top again. We really need to do that, and that'll roll us right into Big Ten championships in a couple weeks.
Penn State was 4th at last year's Big Ten championship before stalling out at the NCAA regionals with a 6th place finish. The Lions last made the NCAA championship in 2017. Penn State men's gymnastics is in Champaign, Illinois for the national championships. Round 1 starts tonight. The team is coming off its first Big Ten title since 2015 and goes into nationals with one of its healthiest rosters to date. All-arounder and captain Chris Sands has been the leader for this team, and 2-time Pommel Horse national champion Steven Nadorczyk is looking to defend his title this weekend.
Well, this team is really an anomaly in that we didn't have a great regular season. We were up and down through the regular season. And so to see them put it together at the end and win a Big Ten championship was a real credit to them and their hard work.
Going into this championship, the highest ranked teams were in that mix. Like there's about 3 or 4 teams that are all kind of at that top tier level. And it's going to be real interesting to see who makes it into qualifiers and then who's ready to put it in again the next day and win the championship. So.
Round 1 of the national championship starts tonight at 8. Now to high school boys lacrosse, State High blew Bishop McDevitt out of the water this week with a 15-3 win. The Little Lions have now won 3 of their last 4. 6 different players scored for State High, led by Connor McDonough, who found the back of the net 4 times. Chase Shields scored 2 of the 3 goals for Bishop McDevitt. State High's next matchup will be at Central Dauphin on Monday. In girls lacrosse, the Lewisburg Green Dragons visited State College yesterday for a non-conference match. The Little Lions took the W 18-8, bringing their win streak to 8 straight. State High scored 13 goals in the first half to take a 10-goal lead. The 2 teams cruised to the final whistle, scoring 5 apiece in the second half. Alyssa Dunlap and Sally Stahl led the Little Lions offensively with 4 goals each. Dunlap added an assist. Maddie Tambroni and Elena Olson put up hat tricks as well. The Little Lions have ridden their offense to a 9-1 record and will host Wilson tomorrow. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Tyler. Coming up next, it's an Easter tradition with roots in Eastern Europe. You'll meet a Pennsylvania family that's passed down the fun to generations for more than 50 years.
It's Easter weekend, and for many people, along with church, that means baskets, eggs, and the Easter Bunny. But for one family near Latrobe, it means passing on a unique tradition through generations.
Coloring eggs is a classic Easter tradition, but for Frances Ferlin and her family, they take egg decorating to a whole new level.
A pisica is a Ukrainian decorated egg. Well, people will make pisicas all year round because it's a form of artwork.
Frances, more commonly known to her grandkids as Bubba, has been passing along this pisica tradition that she learned when she was young to several generations in her family. The pisicas are decorated by using a tool called a kishka. One end is used to scoop wax, and the other end is pointed, so when the wax is heated, it melts down the point and onto the egg. Most seasoned veterans of pisica making can create extremely intricate Ukrainian folk designs, symbols, and patterns. But Bubba encourages her family to use their own styles.
You always write your name and the year, and the easiest thing for me is just to do a few lines and flowers and crosses.
Because at the end of the day, those are the ones she considers to be true works of art.
They look beautiful.
Once the pisicas are done being customized with wax, the eggs are dipped into several dyes from light to dark to create a colorful egg. Then, the wax is scraped or melted off to reveal the final product. After that, the eggs can be hollowed out to last forever. But in the Ferlin household, the memories made while creating the eggs are what truly last a lifetime.
Family is very important to me. But I hope my grandchildren, my children, sometime during their old life, they're going to remember these little wee things like that.
I think it's really special about being able to pass making pissicas down to the great-grandkids, because a lot of grandparents don't get their great-grandchildren, and so I'm glad my nephews and my baby cousins get to experience it too.
Passing on the ancient traditions to family members of all ages is something that ensures every Easter is a happy one for this family.
Aside from Ukrainians, there are also several Eastern European ethnic groups that decorate these special eggs for Easter.
That's all for today's newscast. You can find more of our stories on our website, centercountyreport.com.
And you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Twitter feed. That's at Center County REP or on our Facebook page. We also have a Center County Report Instagram. Join us for our next newscast next Friday. Have a great weekend.